Introducing Pastor Stephen's new book, 30 Days of Grace. For any size gift to the ministry, we will send you this powerful devotional that will walk you through 30 days of God's abundance of grace. For more details, go to our website at www.aograce.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Aside from their corruption, treachery, and betrayal of our blessed Lord, one of the most disturbing realities of the U.S. bishops is their weaponizing of the church for a Marxist political agenda. None is more dominant right now than promoting Black Lives Matter, as seen here in this disgraceful photo of El Paso Bishop Mark Seitz promoting the organization. BLM is a Marxist group funded by George Soros, among others, which promotes abortion and homosexuality. The church teaches adamantly against all three of those evils, Marxism, abortion, and homosexuality. Yet all across America, bishops and their clergy are seizing the political moment to openly promote the group to advance their own agenda of Marxism and homosexuality, something in truth they've been doing quietly for decades, but now, feeling the moment has arrived, are emerging from the shadows. Please view this brief Church Militant special report and then think deeply about how much you have been betrayed by these Judas bishops. Hello, I'm Michael Voris. Welcome to this Church Militant special report. Killing, rioting, looting, and burning have swept across large American cities, ostensibly in reaction to the death of George Floyd. Billed as protests for racial justice, many are marching under the Black Lives Matter banner, the movement seen as the righteous crusade for racial equality. It's even seen a dramatic uptick in popularity. A recent Rasmussen poll showing 62% of Americans have a favorable opinion of Black Lives Matter, compared to 32% 4 years ago. But given the glowing numbers of support, a question arises. Would BLM be seen so favorably if the truth about the group was known? Here's Christine Niles with more.
Black Lives Matter is a terrorist, Marxist, pro-LGBT, pro-abortion organization. Yet ordinary Americans, including Catholic clergy, are lining up behind it. The movement was founded in 2013 by three Black feminists, Alicia Garza, Patrisse Cullors, and Opal Tometi, in response to the shooting of Trayvon Martin. What began as a simple hashtag on Twitter has now exploded into a global movement. With 40 chapters in 4 countries, hundreds of thousands of supporters, and at least tens of millions of dollars in funding. While Black Lives Matter seems to be going mainstream, its agenda is far more radical than people know. Dr. Carol Swain, former professor of political science at Vanderbilt University, says the group has a much darker agenda.
They have, put forth an image, one image, but actually the things that they're doing is quite different. And I find it, very troubling that they have been mainstreamed. And, the chants, no justice, no peace, there will be no peace because it will never be enough. I went to their original website and it looked like it came from the Communist Manifesto. It had very little to do with Black people, and it was clearly Marxist, and it was about overthrowing the state, and it was as radical as Antifa.
BLM's founders have made clear their agenda is much larger than racial equality. In fact, it's just as much about homosexuality and transgenderism as it is about race.
My queerness, my Blackness, my womanness shaped Black Lives Matter.
Co-founder Patrisse Cullors identifies as a lesbian, as does fellow co-founder Alicia Garza.
It is not a coincidence that this iteration of the Black freedom movement is led by queer folks. It's not a coincidence, but that doesn't mean that it's any less challenging.
Contrasting itself with the Black freedom movement of the civil rights era, a 2019 article titled "Hearing the Queer Roots of Black Lives Matter" highlights the unique flavor of BLM's activism. Quote, BLM is inherently a movement sustained by a politics of blackness that is unapologetically feminist, womanist, and queer. Colors, speaking on the legacy of queer black women, told HuffPost, quote, "We have to look at queerness as a means towards challenging normativity." Garza is no less radical, saying of her movement, quote, "Black Lives Matter affirms the lives of black, queer, and trans folks, disabled folks, black undocumented folks, folks with records, women, and all black lives along the gender spectrum." Her words are echoed in the BLM manifesto on its site, quote, "As a network, we have always recognized the need to center the leadership of women and queer and trans people. And elsewhere, we foster a queer-affirming network." Black Lives Matter has partnered with gay pride parades, supporters proudly marching in the LGBT rallies, homosexuals and transgenders comparing Black Lives Matter protests against police to the Stonewall riots of 1969. And BLM even lauded as Toronto's most effective LGBT movement. The article noting that the group there, like many other Black Lives Matter chapters, is organized mostly by queer and trans people. Black Lives Matter was given a place of honor at Toronto's 2016 Pride Parade and used that position to halt the parade for 30 minutes while it made public demands that parade organizers show more support for queer and trans blacks.
We are demanding that we have space in Pride, that we are seen in Pride.
Their public protest forced the executive director of the Pride Parade to sign their list of demands before the parade could resume. And this year, plans for LA's makeshift gay pride parade was organized by an all-gay board of All Black Lives Matter, endorsed by the LA chapter of BLM. But the LGBT agenda is not the only agenda item of Black Lives Matter. It's also, at its heart, Marxist.
This is a movement about economic justice. This is a movement about racial and gender justice. This is a movement to reimagine what our lives can and should look like.
From the BLM website, our network centers on those who've been marginalized within Black liberation movements. These Black liberation movements are founded in Black liberation theology, which itself finds its roots in neo-Marxist liberation theology, a corruption of the gospel that turns Christian teaching into a social gospel based on class warfare and economic justice. But in the case of Black liberation theology, the war is not so much between classes as between races, black and white.
They've changed the meaning of what it is to be a white supremacist. At one time, it was a white person who thought they were superior to other racial and ethnic groups. Now it's any white person that is white, their whiteness, that is seen as part of their privilege, that is seen as something that makes them superior, and they're in the oppressor category, even if they were born and raised in Appalachia, parents never have attended college, they could be high school dropouts.
Comparisons have also been made between BLM and the Black Panther Party.
The whole black nation has to be put together as a black army.
A paramilitary organization founded in the 1960s in response to police brutality. It justified the use of violence to protect African Americans, and its leaders followed communist ideology. In fact, one of the most notorious members of the Black Panthers, Assata Shakur,
socialism is an integral part of building social justice on this planet,
serves as the ideological inspiration for Black Lives Matter. Both Garza and Colors admitting she's one of their heroes. A Marxist revolutionary and member of the Black Liberation Army, Shakur is on the FBI's most wanted terrorists list with a $2 million bounty on her head. She shot and killed a New Jersey state trooper in 1972. Convicted of 8 felonies, including murder, robbery, and assault, she managed to escape prison in 1979, fleeing to Cuba, where she lives to this day.
people have the right to free themselves.
This is a person that BLM holds up as a role model and inspiration, quoting her at all their events.
So this is how we close out every meeting, every event, every action, every freeway we've shut down, every mall we've shut down. You'll hear this chant reverberated. This is from our beloved Assata Shakur.
It is our duty to win!
It is our duty to win!
We must love
Let's love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains. Ashe, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
The Marxist site Socialist Alternative explains the agenda of Black Lives Matter. Quote, to go forward, this movement needs to connect racism, police brutality, and economic demands. And, true to its Marxist roots, BLM favors the breakup of the family in favor of community rule. Quote, we disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another. What's more, BLM is pro-abortion. In 2016, Black Lives Matter partnered with so-called reproductive justice groups to advance abortion rights, with co-founder Alicia Garza stating, quote, reproductive justice is very much situated within the Black Lives Matter movement, so we certainly understand that BLM and reproductive justice go hand in hand. Last year, Garza paired up with Cecile Richards, former CEO of Planned Parenthood.
I launched this with Alicia Garza, who was one of the original founders of Black Lives Matter.
To found the group Supermajority, which trains women in political activism, including abortion activism. Garza has written articles like this one in Marie Claire, titled, Can We Have a Conversation About Abortion Bans in the South, that slam abortion bans as disproportionately affecting Black women.
And you would think that an organization that named itself Black Lives Matter, that they would have a position on abortion. And the fact that Margaret Sanger was a eugenicist, she was someone that was very much open to genocide of certain people groups, you would think that the Black lives of the unborn would matter to this group, but no.
The group is backed and funded by leftists and Democratic operatives, pouring millions into the group's coffers. In November 2015, a closed-door meeting was held in Washington, D.C. at the Democracy Alliance Donor Club, where Democratic financial heavyweights pledged to fund the then burgeoning BLM. Democracy Alliance was founded by atheist billionaire George Soros and other leftist donors. The group closely aligned with the Democratic Party and whose members heavily contribute to Democrat candidates. Soros has given a total of $33 million to Black Lives Matter. Both the Ford Foundation and Borealis Philanthropy established the Black-led Movement Fund with the aim of raising $100 million for Black Lives Matter and other Black activist groups. BLM also gets help from Act Blue, a major funding arm for the Democratic Party. When you click on Black Lives Matter's donate page, it takes you to an Act Blue donations page. While Act Blue processes payments for Black Lives Matter, it also acts as a fundraising arm for the Democratic Party, demonstrating the shared connections. In fact, it sends hundreds of millions to Democratic candidates like Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, and others.
Black Lives Matter agenda, comes out of critical theory, and so the critical race theory, it's all about oppressors and victims. And they will not move away from that because it's profitable. They have raked in millions of dollars now coming from mainstream corporations and organizations.
In light of Black Lives Matter's clear Marxist, pro-LGBT, pro-abortion, anti-Catholic agenda, it's disturbing that Catholic clergy are supporting Black Lives Matter. Bishop Mark Seitz of El Paso, Texas, was lauded by leftist Catholics when he knelt with fellow clergy holding up Black Lives Matter signs.
How do you find Donald Trump? Guilty.
And dozens of Washington, D.C. priests and bishops joined a Black Lives Matter protest after Archbishop Wilton Gregory urged them to attend the Archdiocese's anti-racist rally, scheduling it for the same time and location as the BLM protest, in a deliberate attempt to mix clergy with protesters. Even Catholic bishops in the UK are backing the movement, issuing a statement supporting the BLM protests under the guise of Catholic teaching against racism.
What has happened with the church is the church has adopted the critical race theory and the critical theory, and so the world is teaching the church instead of the church instructing the world on how to deal with these issues.
The Catholic Church has a long history of condemning mistreatment of our fellow men, whether for race, sex, disability, or any other reason, and Catholic leaders should always loudly condemn injustice. But considering Black Lives Matter's deeply anti-Catholic agenda, our leaders simply cannot make common cause with this movement. Those who do cast serious doubt on their true intentions, and critics have every right to ask, what are your true motives here? Are you truly invested in promoting Catholic teaching? Or do you, like Black Lives Matter, in fact want revolution?
Welcome to Divine Intel, and okay, so we're gonna go through the news. We're gonna do this. We're gonna try to do it as possible as we can. Okay. Today's June 18, and that's the triple 18. Remember that, right?
Yeah.
And I gave the 18. I gave the 18 as a very important date. And watch, it's going to be the beautiful drama coming out. You have no idea what just happened. So we're going to talk about that during this hour. Hopefully it's not an hour.
God is working. God is working.
Yes.
It's just amazing.
It's amazing the things that are happening. So we're going to go through this. Yep. Yes. Also, if you just happen to watch my show, this is going to be only English show. Your Spanish show will be available tomorrow because I want to make sure that it goes updated. A las personas que me están escuchando ahorita en inglés, les advierto que no va a haber show o video en español hasta mañana. Porque mañana me quiero asegurar que ustedes tengan las noticias más actualizadas después de hoy. Así que no se preocupen, mañana va a estar disponible el video en español para todos ustedes. Okay, now that we came to an agreement.
Yes.
So we're going to go through the news and let you know, guys, that what you just saw in the beginning of the show, it was a video from Church Militant. That's a Catholic channel. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I show him, a reason why I show because of my show. But
awesome.
But it is
the man's
important.
Very learned, Ben.
Yes, it is an explication what Black Lives Matter is all about. It does not represent the black people at all. It only represents the agenda of the cabal. George Soros behind it, and he gave millions of dollars to these three ladies that funded Black Lives Matter. And as I told you, this is a diabolic, satanic group that only are basically promoting hate, the agenda of homosexuality, and the agenda of Marxism. So, and why? Because, nobody's going to give millions of dollars, $30 million, I think that's what they say, to an organization that does not promote what this guy believes. George Soros is an atheist, and he hates the United States, and he has vowed that he is going to convert the United States in a Marxist country because he's a cabal, okay? He's a member of the cabal, and that's exactly what's happening, okay? So I hope that you guys enjoy the video, the 11 minutes long video that tells you exactly what's going on with the Black Lives Matter movement and what's going on. As a matter of fact, if you don't believe that this group is a Marxist, let me just tell you something that is happening right now in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of business owners. They have approached to me. They have come to me and they have told me that the only reason why they put Black Lives Matter is because their lives have been threatened. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Their lives have been threatened. A group that promotes so-called civil rights shouldn't be threatening people to death. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that now you're going to see in the liberal state of California a lot of places where Black Lives Matter banners and all types of stuff. It is so corrupt that even it is even being filtered into the church, my church, the Catholic Church. And trust me, it will also be introduced and spread to all the Protestant churches. And why? Because the Lord told me so. The Lord says the beast has been released. Mm-hmm. And what is the beast? The beast of Marxism, the beast of hate, the beast of division, the beast of civil war, the beast of deception.
Mm-hmm.
Because the beast, the enemy of God, the dragon, only agenda is division and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Karen?
Oh, divide and conquer.
Divide and
If
conquer.
you can do that, you've got control.
Exactly. So that's what this show is all about. We're gonna talk about that in the PowerPoint, and we're gonna go into detail what the Lord told me, because the Lord gave me a war. And by the way, let me just tell you what happened today. I spent about an hour sleeping, and because I just had a spiritual battle. I was battling with the demon, and the demon was not letting me sleep. And that was after I did a walk, because I did a walk at 5 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden this demon took over, and I couldn't battle back. I just couldn't do it. So I went to sleep and trying to see if I could prevent
Stop
it or
that way,
fight with it. And all of a sudden I see this demon grabbing me and drag me all the way, and I couldn't even move my legs, because he grabbed my leg and he started dragging me, and then I start pressing the Lord, and I said, Lord, help me, and all the time I saw, guess who I saw? Guess who I saw? No, it wasn't Jesus.
Michael. The
Yeah,
angel.
exactly. Yeah, the Michael the angel. Yes.
Wow.
He came over, and with his spade, he cut him off.
Beautiful.
And he told him, let him go. Boom. And just cut him off. Like that. And I woke up. I
Wow.
woke up.
Beautiful.
So the Lord helped me win this battle against the demons. And why? It's because that right now this demon is all around the United States. It's all around the United States. You're going to see a lot of darkness moments. That's that's part of the Lord word He gave me. It's gonna be one of the darkest moments and more darkness
than ever in history in the U.S.
in
right?
the U.S. Yeah, okay, because there will be a lot of hate. And there will be also a lot of assassinations, okay? There will be a lot of
violence,
riots. Also, we're gonna have another riots very soon. Very soon, we're gonna have a lot of another riots over the United States, over California, New York, Cincinnati, Mississippi, Georgia. We're gonna have tremendous riots coming up, because this is not the end for the cabal. They want to destroy our country. And Donald Trump has already, and his forces has already have a plan. I'm not gonna mention what the plan is, but watch how everything will be destroyed. The Lord said that everything will be destroyed in a blink of an eye. In a blink of an eye. So just like the Lord showed us in this song, right? Jesus and Jones. Watch, the Lord says, watch and just sit back, and you see how I changed the whole history. See how I changed the whole world in a blink of an eye. He keeps repeating me that. It will be so fast, people will be amazed. Okay? So it's going to be a really interesting time to be alive, okay, and to see how the Lord is going to protect the United States.
Exactly. And Ben, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for God. He shows his hand consistently, but we're looking for, really the final battle, the final thing that the Lord will shift and visibly turn this around and show himself strong. So we know that's coming.
Yes.
And we know it's in play, and, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Exactly. All right, so let's continue with the news. It said Dr. Anthony Fauci says that the NFL season may not happen this year unless the league adopts a bubble to reduce exposure to coronavirus this fall. So now they're threatening for us not to have any more fun. Not that I follow football, but football is one of the most
very popular
sports in the United States. So now they're threatening because they don't want us to have fun. All right, so let's go to the other news. And the other news is let me just get this out because I don't know why I'm keeping this website open when I get all the bling bling, you know. So, all right. So this is one. This is one. The other one. Let me just call. Say Florida is hit with record high daily COVID-19 infections as forecast model warms his own track to become the next coronavirus epicenter and risk being the worst it has ever been. Are you listening? As 9 other streets also see surges. The worst ever been.
When things seem at their worst, man.
When things seem at their worst. You see that? I'm not making this up. This is real news, people.
This is God. Thank
It's
you,
God.
Lord. I mean, not thank you
It's
for
God.
that.
See how close we are for the prophetic word? We are very close. We've been talking about how worse can it be. The second wave, they're going to make it worse.
It's here. Yeah, it's here.
They're going to make it worse. And by the way, I got somebody very special that she's right now in Florida. So if you are watching my show, get out. Get out. I know what I'm telling you. Get out. All right? Okay, so I cannot mention why. And the reason why I cannot mention why, because I'm not an idiot. They're going to take me out if I tell you the reasons why. Because I know the agenda. Okay? I know the agenda. I don't need to be a prophet. I don't need to be a psychic. I know the agenda. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
All right? So that's why I say the things that I said. And by the way, let me just explain something to you, to all of you. Remember I said that my Jets in my chat room, the Benny and the Jets were going to love me?
Mm-hmm.
And
I do.
And guess what? They're loving me right now. They're all loving me. They were so shocked to see the latest breaking intel. The breaking news. They were so shocked. Okay? And how did I know that? I know the agenda. I know the agenda. And again, if I tell you guys, you're not going to get in trouble, you know, because they're going to keep accusing me that, Benny, you know, you're not a financial advisor. We've been told that you do this. Hey, look, I'm not sharing financial advice to anyone because I'm not a financial advisor. Okay? Okay? All right.
Okay.
So that's my point. So they are coming to 3,000, almost 500,000 of coronavirus contagious cases. And it's going to get really bad in Florida. And right now they are, you know, they all has open, they have opened all the beaches. And they're having a lot of fun, right? Little that they know that it's coming and it's going to hit very hard to everybody. And I mean everybody. Okay? If you live in Florida, watch your back. Watch your distance because this virus is not working the way they're telling you. That's all I got to tell you. People are not getting infected the way you were told they're getting infected. Do you understand that?
Yes.
That's all you need to know. I'm not going to give you details. Okay? If you don't live in Florida, leave Florida right now or stay home. That's all you got to do. It's going to last about maybe a week or so. Because when the whole second wave ends, what is going to happen? It's going to be so suddenly. People will be scratching their head. Why it happened so suddenly? Why it stopped so suddenly? All of a sudden, everything in end. That's the dilemma that everybody's going to have to ask. That's the dilemma that everybody's going to ask themselves. Watch, I'm telling you the truth. Because they have lied to you. They've been lying to you from day one. People are not getting infected by this virus the way they've been telling you. That's all you got to know. Okay? All right, so we continue with that news, and let's go to this news. Okay, all right. Oh, I'm blank. All right, maybe I should go to another place. Okay, so we back to this place right here. So the Supreme Court rules Donald Trump cannot end DACA program, stopping illegal immigrants who came as children for being deported in the second defeat in a week for president. You know, the president, he tweeted, don't you think the people in the Supreme Court don't like me? Yes, they don't like it because, you know, the cases, the most important cases are falling into the liberals judges. Yeah. So they don't want to see their agenda being destroyed like that. You know, it's not going to happen. So, so you can see he's very disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, this is the thing about
this. Going down the drain.
This is the thing about liberals. Let me tell you about liberals, okay? Mm-hmm. Liberals don't know the meaning. They don't want to know the meaning of respect the law. Mm-hmm. They don't. Mm-hmm. Because if they actually do what they're supposed to do by respecting the law, they should have let this DACA terminated. Why? Because DACA, it is a bridge for more illegal aliens coming over. Okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, for those people who are going to attack me because I'm Latino and you're going to call me sellout and a cool, let me tell you something that you guys probably didn't know. I used to be illegal. Yes, I used to be illegal because I ran from El Salvador because they were killing all the children. Mm. Back then, nobody gave a fuck about children being running away from a war, a very bloody war, and I actually deserved to be, you know, to have a amnesty or some kind of a protection, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because my childhood was taken away. My childhood was taken away. Mm-hmm. But thanks God and thanks to the Republicans, they come with a law that says amnesty, and that's how I got my residential. But I was really, I was really young, and I just didn't know better. Okay, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was the victim of circumstances. Now that I'm a citizen, I became a citizen, and I love this country and the freedom that it provides this country, and I love that the values and what it stands, the Constitution of the United States, better than any born American, better than any born American, better than any white, black, or even Cholos or Latinos, you can call them whatever you want to call them. I know the Constitution of the United States better than anybody. And I love it. And I know exactly what President Trump is trying to do. He's just trying to protect the Constitution and enforce the Constitution and the law. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, what did that tell me? What did that describe me? It doesn't describe me that I'm a sellout. It doesn't describe me that I'm a coon. It describes me that I open my eyes now. Okay? If we do not protect the country, if you do not protect our borders, we don't have any more country. Period. Mm-hmm. And since I was a child, I didn't know the agenda of the cabal. I learned about the agenda of the cabal later on in my life. And since I know the agenda is to destroy the whole world with no borders. Okay? Mm-hmm. And bring chaos and panic around the world. So I know the agenda. So if that has anything to do about basically drastically impose the law, let it have it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nobody said that these laws are going to be pretty for everybody. That's what it takes. It takes that much because the Democrats always have manipulated minorities, Latinos, promising they're going to have green card, they're going to be legal. Right now, they're imposing I think it's 91 billion. They're giving the coronavirus bailout to all the illegals in the state of California. I'm making this up. I'm telling you the truth. No. So illegals now are receiving bailout money from all of us. And nobody's rising up. Nobody's protesting. Nobody. They are so corrupt, people. So corrupt that they're manipulating everybody. Didn't you see that photograph of Nancy Pelosi and all those idiots from the Congress kneeling? Why do you think they're doing this? They're manipulating the black people. They want to get the black support because they know they cannot win other way in November. They can't win in November. So that's why they're doing it. Everything is a manipulation, people. Everything. But guess what? Black people are not blind. They're not blind. They have waking up. Watch how's going to happen in November. It's going to be crazy. I'm telling you that much. You're
I can't imagine.
Okay, you're going to love it. All right? So now they're saying, this is what is happening. And I think how many of these are... This guy, Robertson, he is John Roberts. He's supposed to be protecting the Constitution. He's a liberal. So that's a screw up. So, we know that people that does not do their job is going to be removed because the Lord told us, right? The Lord told us he was going to remove all these people that do not, protect the Constitution. And they're going to remove. They've been prophesied. Do you remember that prophecy that he's going to remove people from the Supreme Court?
That was Charlie Shamp, wasn't it?
No, that was King Clement.
Was that Kim?
Yeah. It was King Clement. There you go. So there you go, guys. So that's the situation right now. And now let's take a look at this news. Now, this is Kennedy Smith. This is the last survivor of siblings of John F. Kennedy that she just recently passed away. And this is how she passed away. Okay. The last surviving sibling and former ambassador to Ireland died on Wednesday, age 92. Wow. Taking a look at this face and this face, I already stayed in this face.
Okay, Ben. It's called aging.
Oh, my God. I don't know. Some people just age wrong.
Kind of crooked, but that's okay.
Oh, my God. Well, what can I tell you?
Oh, come on.
Oh, my God.
Okay, get it out of your system.
Oh, my God. All right, guys, let's continue with the news. I got more news to tell you guys. All right, so this is this is come from Iraq, and the gentleman in the right, for you to know, is the Prime Minister of Iraq, Mustafa al-Kadhimi. Take notes. He vows to stand by Iran in hard times. Another puppet. He promised that he was going to be putting Iraq first. Remember that?
Yeah,
He said Iraq first, and again, boom, another puppet from the Iranians.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Okay? Now let me tell you what happened. I laugh because this is dramatic. This is what it's all about, guys. Let me just take a note because I'm giving you intel. Oh my God. Okay. I can't stop laughing. I'm sorry. I just can't stop laughing. I'm sorry, all right? But let me tell you what happened. Not that I want him to get killed, but didn't I mention that? I mentioned you like 2 months ago, right? It's been 2 months or a month ago. In my pay-per-views, I mentioned that one of the plans from the cabal was to
get rid of somebody.
Get rid of somebody in the government. Okay?
Of Iraq, right.
Of Iraq. And I told you, look, I don't know who they want to get rid of. For those who, rent my video, right? I don't know who they want to get rid of. Well, guess what? Mr. Mustafa, last week, I think it was been a week, he visited Mosul, and he found out there was a plot to murder him. He found out a plot to people that wanted to kill him. Okay? They wanted to kill him. And all of a sudden, he now's on his way to America with a delegation. So he's gonna come over to talk to Donald Trump, okay? According to what I read in the news. I think it's in the Benny and the Jets, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Let me go to that news right now, and I'll show you right now, okay? Okay, so we're back, and this is the news. The strategic dialogue, Al-Qasimi, that's him, that's his last name, Al-Qasimi, that's Mustafa Al-Qasimi, heads a delegation to America to run the second round. The deputy for Al-Hikama Stream, Saddam Fadam, announced on Thursday that the Prime Minister Mustafa Al-Qasimi would head up the Iraqi delegation in the second round of a strategic dialogue negotiation with the United States of America. It means that he's going to talk with Trump. Now, let me just tell you something about this. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to make it short so everybody understands what's going on, okay? Let me remind you that there is a prophet up there. Her name is Solomon. And she prophesied, she said that she had a dream. Okay? In her dream, oh my God, somebody's calling me. I'm not going to answer it yet. She had a dream, right? And in the dream, in the dream, she identified the guy making the negotiations with Donald Trump as a body. You know, but in that time, a body was the prime minister, right? And we thought all this time that body was supposed to be the one releasing the RB. After the negotiation, okay, so what happened is that in that dream, like I was telling you, Solomon had a dream that a body in that time, that was the leader of Iraq, okay, was in negotiation with Donald Trump and other people. Listen to this. And because of that negotiation, a body that was the leader in that time, that's how old the prophetic dream was. He released the RB. Listen to this. And after he released the RB, he was glad that the people had purchasing power, right? But then he was left with fear because his life was threatened. He was left in fear because he was afraid that they were coming to kill him. It was not a body. I believe it could be Mustafa. He found out that there was a complot, a plan to murder him when he visited Mosul. Okay? And it was reported by Johnny. And I talked to Johnny about it. And I said, look, man, maybe it was Mustafa. Back in that time, you know, maybe Solomon was not... it's the
interpretation, Ben.
Yeah, the interpretation.
We interpret
it happens to
in
almost,
the era we're in, right?
Yeah, it happens to most of the prophets.
Yeah, okay? Exactly.
It happens to most of the prophets. They don't know what's the mystery of their own prophecy.
Exactly.
Okay, so
all the prophets really.
So when he comes, well, let's say when this is gonna. Let's read. Maybe he can tell us. Oh, in the middle of next July. The date of the second round will be in the middle of next July. So on the 15th. Now let me remind you guys, Donald Trump promised us that we're going to spend the best 4th of July.
Exactly.
Right? Let's hope
he did.
That this agreement came out and we got the RB before his visiting in July. Okay? But let me just tell you something. Would it make sense that Mustafa released the RB being in the United States and not in Iraq where they want to be dead?
More protected, exactly.
Yes, he could actually release the RB while he was here.
That's a good observation.
You know what I'm saying? So because it really caught my attention with that prophetic dream, you know. How can this guy actually had the balls to release the RB being in Iraq? There's no way, people. There is no way. You know? And and we all know this guy is a puppet, right? We all know. I just show you that this guy is a puppet. That these guys only follow the Iranian rule, the Iranian manipulation, right?
Yes.
We talk about a grave surrender, right?
Exactly.
What is that grave surrender? I told you, didn't I told you? It is somebody that is going to die or somebody is about to die. Didn't I told you that?
You did.
So this guy, if he releases the RB while he is, or even before he come to the United States, that could be the great surrender we were looking for. Okay? And that's your intel. Let's hope. And I told you this week, what did I tell you about this week? Didn't I tell you that I was expecting devaluations?
You did.
I told you I was expecting it. And there's a lot of drama and there's a lot of devaluations. Take a look on my Facebook page. Take a look. Okay, so now we're back in my Facebook page. You can see Beetlejuice. It's on the run again. He orders the residents not to use guns to defend themselves during the violent riots that are coming. This is how evil this woman is. She looks like a Beetlejuice, doesn't she? Oh my God. Now you see also the puppet from the cabal from Facebook has removed the ads from Trump for violating supposedly organized hate.
Wow.
Isn't that something? All right, and I will advise you guys that, you know, this was a pastor. He denied a $3 million empire. He was getting $3 million empire as a pastor. He had one of the biggest ministries in the Protestant community. He became a Catholic, and I'm not convincing anybody, but it would be nice that you guys listen what he said. He tells you right there that immediately he had to get a second job because he's not getting the money that he used to get. They asked the question,
do
I regret becoming Catholic? And you can, you know, if you have an open mind, maybe you like to watch the video. All right, so we posted the approval job for President Trump. It came out in SNBC.com. He got 88%, regardless of these idiots. And then we got the global currency reset called the freedom. That's what Johnny from Currency 365 have called the week of the freedom. Why did he call the week of the freedom? You can see it in this video. I advise you to take a look at this video, and you will see why. One of the reasons is because we are getting close to July 4th, right?
Exactly.
And that's the freedom. We hope that the freedom will bring freedom of poverty, right? I hope that we got the RB. I hope that we got the RB. And that RB and that money, that blessing, will give you the freedom to be free from poverty. Will give you the freedom to be free from slavery. Yes, and slavery. Okay, because as long as you poor, as long as you poor, as long as you depend on welfare, okay, or any government program, you are a slave, people. You're depending on Big Daddy. You are a slave. Look, let me tell you something about slave mentality. It is the most profound slavery there is right now. Okay? And there's a lot of black people that really hurt my feelings, that they're victimized. The mentality is victimized. They're ever eternal victimized. They're looking for restoration. Even that my brother, remember my brother that in Christ, that the guy who came over in my show, he feel like he deserved restoration. And let's talk about restoration, guys. Let me just tell you something. Also, I put it the Black Lives Matter. That's burn, loot, and murder. And I also told you about June 18,
which is today.
And I also posted this. The first rule of honesty is to be honest to yourself. And I did it for a reason. I'm not going to mention what the reason is. And a 20-year-old Robinhood customer commits suicide after seeing a $700,000 negative balance. He screwed up. He thought that he had zero balance. The system was not updated yet.
Oh, no.
And he commits suicide, yes. That shows you.
Oh, my goodness.
And that shows you, this is the word social, what I've been talking about. I've been telling you guys that when the DRB happens, there will be a lot of suicides. Didn't I tell you that?
Yes, you did.
Why do you think I say that there will be a lot of suicides? Why do you think I say that? Why?
Well, because crazy things are going to happen. People are going to have great loss of money. And
you don't know.
Stop laughing.
Well, that's the truth. You don't know. You don't remember. The reason why I said there will be a lot of suicides is because most of the people are into private groups.
Oh, okay.
And they're not going to get paid, people. I'm sorry. You are going to find yourself in a situation so bad, but so bad, that you will want to take your life away. Because we warn you, and we keep warning you, don't get involved with private groups. It's a scam. It's a scam. I went to the future and I saw that. Yes, I did. I saw people in the news. I saw the headlines in the news they were taking their lives away. They were taking their lives because they regret that they never listened.
There you go.
A lot of people got scammed. A lot of people got scammed because of the private groups. Okay? So that's the reason why I said it. When I said it, I didn't actually went to the future. I just said it because I thought that came into my heart, right? That's the reason why I said it. I said it because a lot of people are going to get scammed, especially with the 800 numbers and all the gurus and the bullshit and all these websites they're actually working right now in an infrastructure exchange. Listen to me. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, they're working in an infrastructure exchange for all of you to participate. But the problem is this: you're not gonna get paid. You're not. They've been telling you that if you do not call a number, you're not going to exchange. Haven't they? Haven't they? Karen?
Yes, they have been. Yes, they have.
They've been telling you this. They've been telling you that if you do not call that number, you're not going to exchange. It will only be private. Why do you think they're pushing? Why do you think they're pushing for that agenda of fear?
Yeah.
Why do you think they pushing that agenda of fear? Because they pushing the fear on you so you can be part of that exchange.
Yeah, you'll panic and make crazy mistakes.
They're not doing it because they're looking for the best interest of you, your best interest. No, they're not looking for that. They're looking for that because they promised them that they're going to get a higher rate than anybody else just by bringing their followers, their people.
Yeah.
I told you that, didn't I?
Yep.
It's a scam, people. It's a scam. All you got to do is just wake up. Wake up. You've been blind by greed. Wake up. I got one man who is my number one jet. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's watching my video. He was the first jet ever, and he happens to be a leader in private groups. It took me years to convince him that his exchange was a scam. He had thousands of people behind him. Thousands. Okay? He barely actually posted in my Benny and the Jets chat room. Barely has. He's rich. He's rich. He makes beautiful houses, gorgeous houses. You have no idea what talented man this is. This guy has a beautiful talent, I'm telling you. He can make your dream come true with a house of your dreams. If you want to know more about it, just send me a message. I'll give you his information. I'm telling you, my first house is gonna be done and done by him. This guy is amazing what he does. His houses are amazing, beautiful houses. I never thought I'd seen something like that. Have you seen those work? You haven't
yes,
seen
I have. Yes,
you have, right?
have.
Well, what do you think about his talent?
Beautiful. Yeah. Very,
Beautiful,
very unique and
Yep.
well planned. And, I was reading about him too, and he was saying about the foundation. Remember I was talking to you?
He was
said
talking about
has to have
foundation.
a good foundation.
Exactly. He has to have a good foundation. He's a really anointed man. He's anointed. He's a very intelligent. He was my first jet. He actually believed in me. He was the very first one. He come out and said, I believe in you, Benny. I may not agree with you with some things, like, for example, the private groups, but I believe in you. He went like that. He is my first jet.
Smart. He's smart.
I barely, I haven't talked to him for about a year, but I know he's around because he's been posting.
Yeah.
But, I respect him a lot. He's a very, very intelligent man. Okay? And he was a leader of private groups. He had a lot of people behind him. So there you go, guys. All right, so now they go.
And he's the one that said to you to think big, right?
Yep.
Think big.
Yep, things big, So right here, see that rupee closes almost flat at 76.14 amid border tensions with China. That's currencies, and I even told you the word for today is currencies.
Exactly.
Did I mention the date? June 18.
Yes, you did.
I said currencies are devaluing. Oh,
and they are.
Now look. Take a look.
Wow.
It says, get ready for your green light. Green glow detected on red planet. Now, we have had green meteors. Yes. We recently have a green meteor in Australia. And we have now a green glow detected around Mars.
Wow.
Didn't I told you that the Lord was going to give us signs in heaven before this happened? Yes, I did. The Lord told me that he was going to release his green light by signs in heaven. And take a look. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so.
This is awesome.
Okay, there you go. Oh, by the way, Johnny. All right, let me explain something to you guys. I posted yesterday. Was yesterday, right? I think it was posted yesterday or the day before that I was having a lot of pain.
Yes.
Right? And I decided to post, and I said, look, I'm not going to post in a little while because I have a lot of pain. I can barely sit. Let me explain to you what kind of pain I was having, okay? I got a sciatic nerve, okay? And the pain was so bad that I couldn't sit, okay? So I said, man, I'm going to just lay down, and I will post while I'm laying down. But the pain was so bad, I have to sleep over. I was taking the same medicine that I was taking before, right? Whenever I got this pain with the sciatic nerve. But the problem was that it was not working. So I just didn't know it was an attack from the devil. I just didn't know that, okay? So I sleep over, and the next day, because of all your prayers, I was good. The next day, I was good.
Awesome.
I have no pain, and I
it lifted. Yeah.
Yes, I lifted, and then I went to walk at 5 o'clock in the morning.
You did.
And Karen called me and said, "Can we do that show now?" I said, "No, because I'm walking."
He called me at like before 5 o'clock in the morning.
So
ready to do the show.
Yeah, but and then I come back and I was attacked again. Okay, I will let you know what the Lord told me during the attack, and I'll tell you that I was rescued by the Archangel Michael. I was rescued by the Archangel Michael. So that's the reason why I came back. Okay, I'm sorry. So anyway, Johnny posted on Twitter. This better be Karen and not you. Because I don't like people to be tagging me all the time, he said.
You got me in trouble. That's nice,
Ben. Man. This is the thing. I forgot that he doesn't like to be tagged.
I totally forgot.
I'm sorry, Johnny. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
And Johnny, I know better. It would not be me.
I'm sorry, my man. I love you, man. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna tag you again, okay? But sometimes I found stuff that you want to be known, right? And I tag you because you've been talking about it. All right, that's the reason why.
He's trying to confirm is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to confirm what you just said in your videos. Okay.
But Johnny doesn't like that. Man.
Yeah, but I'm not doing it because I want to bother you, Johnny. You know that. Anyway, so now you can see.
You can be a weirdo sometime. You can be a weirdo.
I can be a really pain in the ass. But this is the reason why I love.
You said it, not me.
This is what I love about my brothers.
Karen.
This is what I'm loyal to my brothers, to my brothers like Foot Forward and Johnny and everybody else. I protect you and I defend you to the very last. I'm loyal to my friends. I'm loyal to my brothers in Christ. I'm loyal. You know, the same people who tried to get me against Johnny are the same people who tried to get me against Foot Forward.
Really?
Yes, the same people. The same people came out to me and said, look, man, why are you talking to Johnny? Look, take a look. And he said they sent me a video. Not a video, but a website, okay? One of those stupid websites for something that he had some kind of a relationship. I said, you asking me to attack him because he involved with the wrong woman? I'm the last retard to judge another man for being in the wrong relationship. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? I have slept with a demon. Okay? I have slept with the worst of the worst, man. I'm the last retard to accuse another man for sleeping with the wrong woman.
You go through women like I go through maple syrup.
Exactly. And you know, and the same thing with John, with the Matthew. You know, Foot Forward. You know. The same thing.
Yeah. Well, that's the same demon,
he's a
right?
pedophile. Shut up! I don't want to be part of that bullshit. The Lord told me straight out. He's a victim of the circumstances. The Lord told me straight out. He's a victim of the circumstances. He's a victim. He's not guilty. Okay, and I know what I heard. So that's where I stood up and I said no. I don't want to be part of it. And now he came back, and now we love him. We love him. He's now in my Facebook page. We love him, we respect him, and he's doing a great job. Okay? There you go. So now we see this Aunt Karen
original. And he's Canadian, too.
He's Canadian. Oh, he's Canadian?
What can I say? Yeah.
Oh, good. Anyway, so Aunt Karen, this is not real, but this is what they're doing right now. Let me just say, I did a poll. I had to kick, this is the real one. All right, so they says Aunt Jemima, for
they
more than 100
to be the new Aunt Jemima.
Aunt Jemima. The more of the 130-year-old breakfast brand that has faced criticism for being based on racial stereotype. Now, who created this racial stereotype? Was the Republicans? Was the white people? No. It was the Democratic Party. They create the stereotype. They make it demonize the image of black people. They demonize the image of black people. And you have been brainwashed to believe this bullshit. I am offended. Yes, I am offended. I'm minority. They demonize the black image. They demonize the people of God. My Lord told me, these are my queens and kings. The black people are my queens and kings, said the Lord. And they demonize the image of the people of God. Now they're erasing it. And why? Because of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, of course.
Because you've been deceived by the enemy. The beast has been released, said the Lord. And that's why he's doing it. That is why he's doing it. That's why I get emotional, because the Lord is hurt. This is what you get from the liberals. This is what you get from the Democratic Party. Now they want to erase your history. This woman was a slave. And now it's not convenient because it's stereotype black people. There's a video of there of a black woman saying that this is an offense to the people. An offense to who? To the retards? Yes, it is an offense to the retards. I made a poll in all my chat rooms and Twitter. And the big majority, they're not offended by see a black image in every single product up there. So why are we letting go? Why can't we just protest? We should rise up right now, the real people of God, all black people, and demand this company not to remove the image. They're raising you, people. Wake up.
There you go.
They're using racism to raise your history. Wake up. They're going against the flags and statues. Now they're going against black people. What is next? Watch and mark my words. The Church of God is next. Didn't I warn you that? I've been warning you, and everything I've been warning you is coming out. And I don't care if people get offended. I want you to share my video so people can open their eyes. You've been deceived by the enemy. The enemy wants to separate us. The enemy doesn't want us to be divided. Doesn't want us to be united. He wants us to be divided. This is my point. For the name of God, don't let these people do this. Don't let these people try to convince you that it's a stereotype. When it comes to black people, it's a stereotype. And when it comes to white people, where is the stereotype? Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Are you that retard? Are you that blind? Why are you not protesting? Why are you not on the streets protesting? Why are you not in this factory, wherever it's located, and burn it down? Who is the racist here? Is it me? Am I the only retard? Am I the only retard to see the deception of the devil? Am I the only retard? You tell me. You tell me. That's what I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. They're delivering our history. They're delivering the image of the people of God. There's nothing that I enjoy most is to see black people be successful in this world. Because if I see black people be successful on this planet, in this country, I know I'm living in a freedom country, in a free country. We got millionaires. We got black people that are millionaires and billionaires, and you still have to believe that bullshit that there's racism in this country. What the fuck? There is insanity here. It's insanity. You don't get it. With this, do you really think by getting your restoration, it will magically wipe out racism in this country? Think about that. If you get restoration, if you get all this restoration, by the way, in California, they actually pass it. Let me show you this. I think I posted, right?
I don't know. You were talking to me about it.
Yes. I'm gonna give you the word from the Lord also, okay, guys? Don't worry about it. And here's the picture of what I was talking about. You can see this butterfly was found in Wuhan, China. And this was days after I prophesied that the bees have been released, right? So look at this butterfly, very weird butterfly. It has the tail of a dragon and the face of the devil. Look at that.
Yeah,
you can make this up. You can make this. This is how the signals, the spiritual war is happening right now. The beast. This is the devil. The beast, the spirit devil is out there. Starting in China. It's spreading around the world. Hate, people. Believing in division, in restoration is hate. Hate, people. Is having even priests in the Catholic Church kneeling and basically supporting the hate agenda. Is actually killing the Catholic Church. Let me tell you something, guys. You may not agree about my church. You may not even like my church. But you cannot deny that we, the Catholic Church, we defend the values that all of you defend. Homosexuality agenda, no. Marxism agenda, no.
Abortion.
Abortion. Do you support abortion? We do not support the Church of the Roman Catholic Church. We do not support any of that. We are aware that there's the enemy in around our. Yes, we got that. We got that. So we have to deal with it. Because the devil is trying to kill the Church of God. That's why he's doing it. If he's doing it in the Catholic Church, he will do it in the Protestant churches.
Oh, he is. Trust me, Ben.
Okay? So stop accusing me and stop putting stuff, because I saw somebody posting this in my chat room. And again, trying to demonize the image of the Pope. Again, trying to demonize a cross that we use in the Catholic Church. They saw a little dove falling over the cross, and now they're saying, see, it's falling over the cross is the devil.
Ridiculous.
People are ridiculous, man. They just cannot let it go. These are the same people who call themselves Christians, but they cannot let that go. What they can let go? Hate. Hate. And you are calling yourself Christians. Hate. Stop attacking each other. How about stop loving each other? How about that? How about showing some tolerance? If you don't, look, I'm not trying to convince you to be Catholic. I'm trying to tell you, stop the attack. Stop the hate. If we don't get together, if we don't reconcile our differences, we're going to be destroyed by this same devil. And that is a fact. And facts don't give a fuck about your dogmas. The devil is up there. And he's going to kill every single church. Everyone is going to be killed by the destruction. Watch, they're going to go after you. I'm not kidding. That is the reason why I say these things. That's the reason why I get really angry, because people are blind. People are blind by the devil. Stop attacking. Start loving. Okay? Stop loving. If I wouldn't care about my brothers, my separate brothers, my Protestant brothers and sisters, why would I be doing this show? I would have just guided and directed to Catholic people. I would have no problem. 98% of all my listeners are Protestants. I have never attacked any Protestants or any believers. I got prophets, I got ministers and pastors. I love them to death. But why there's always an idiot up there attacking my religion? They either do it in Spanish or they do it in English. Why? And that is the church you want to wake up the people by showing your hate. Isn't that something? But you're blind. So there's nothing I can do by wake you up. So there you go. So,
You know, Ben, one of the things that the Lord was showing me the other day is how Satan works, how he takes something that's precious to the Lord, like, for instance, the Lord's rainbow in the Bible and his promise to mankind to never, ever have another flood that would destroy mankind again.
Yes.
The devil distorts that rainbow and makes it into something that is anti-God.
Yes.
Right? Against God.
Yes.
The enemy has done that with so many different things. And even this beautiful butterfly. Butterflies are beautiful. They're a sign of a new beginning and new life and metamorphosis.
Yeah.
And here, again, it is distorted. You know, it is distorted.
That's what the demon does. He distort everything. He can distort the image of something so pure and distort it just to send a signal. That's a spiritual word. That's what I've been telling everybody. It's in the Bible. It's written in the Bible. It's a spiritual word, people. Wake up. How many times I have to remember you that? Okay? So here it goes. African American Reparation Bill passes the California Assembly. All right? There you go. They got what you want. You got restoration coming in California. All right? It says a proposal to establish a task force to study and prepare recommendations how to give reparation to African Americans passed in California Assembly on Thursday. The bill advanced for 56-5 vote as a protest nationwide over policy brutality energized the movement. So why these people in Sacramento, that's the capital in California, are doing it? They're not doing it for you. Do you listening? If you're black, the Democrat Party, they're not doing it because they love you. They don't care about you. Don't be a retard. They're manipulating this situation because they want to make sure that they win the next November. After the November, you continue to be the same people that they hate. Mark my words.
Exactly, Ben. That's how the devil works.
That's how the devil works.
Called manipulation.
Manipulation. They have never cared about you or your family, of your color, of your religion. They don't care about you. Okay? Simple. I hope that you get it straight out. All right, so I think we done with this. Let's go to the PowerPoint.
I think so, Ben.
All right. All right, so this is the pay-per-view. And the Lord said the beast has been released. So you can see this. It came out in Wuhan Butterfly. And the topics that we're going to cover are the following. All right. These are the topics we're going to follow. The meeting. And then the beast has been released. But we also have the message from the Lord. Okay? So let's get on it. So the meeting is about Mustafa Al-Kadhimi. And now we know the date. Probably be in the middle of July to 2020. Mustafa will have a meeting with Donald Trump. We hope that this is the prophetic dream of Solomon, right?
We hope, yes.
That will bring us to the grave surrender. Why is going to be grave surrender? Because he might actually be, his life is been threatened, right? He found out that they want to kill him while he was visiting Mosul. Back then, Mustafa was not even around. That's what we believe that Solomon didn't recognize him as the. To tell you the truth, he probably doesn't know the difference, right? She didn't know the difference.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean.
Hello.
Maybe I don't know how the Lord gave her dream or whatever it was, whether she saw a person or a position.
Yes.
A position. Right?
Yeah. So this is a follow-up meeting that they've been going through. So we also talk about the prophetic word that the Lord told us that the beasts have been released, right?
Yes.
And who came out saying that the beasts will come out in the sea? You did say that, right?
Yes, I did.
You did say
Bible
that.
Actually says that.
Yeah, because it was in the Bible, right?
It is. Yes, it is.
Okay. Do you remember
the beast will come up out of the sea? I believe it's Revelations chapter 13.
Chapter 13.
Yeah, that the beast will come out of the sea.
And today we have a beast coming out of the sea. New Zealand earthquake, huge 7.4 quake, sparse tsunami warnings, tourist hotspot on alert. Coincidence? I don't think so. Okay? So this is profound, right? The Lord's giving us signals. Giving us signals that the beast has been released, that is going to bring riots on the streets. Yeah. It's going to bring people getting murdered, getting shot left and right. Right?
Yes.
And it will happen in Iraq. It will happen in Iran. It will happen in the United States. And in the middle of the chaos and panic, boom, we're going to have people saying it's not going to happen. Why? Watch Johnny from Courtesy 365 Patreon video. Watch Johnny from Courtesy 365 Patreon video. Or you can wait about 2 days or 1 day, I think, after he released that video into YouTube. Watch how the deception of the enemy of God is prevailing right now in the government of Iraq. Watch the video. It will be a confirmation of the beast has been released. This beast, the face of the devil. This beast, the signal that the Lord told me the beast has been released. Things are not going to be pretty, isn't it?
Nope. Never is, Ben. Not with the devil.
So, your church is going to be affected by this. Are you listening? Your church is going to be affected by this. Hopefully, you're not going to get affected just like I did, because I went through a battle. And if it wasn't because of Archangel Michael, I would be probably dead. Okay? Because it was a battle. It was a spiritual battle that I went through. And Archangel Michael came over and just cut the head of the enemy.
Beautiful.
Okay? Cut the head of the enemy. As I was pleading the Lord to help me. Okay? So that, it is a spiritual war. And I really wasn't doing a show tonight. That's why this show is going late. Because I just barely recovered from that attack.
Yeah.
That's why this show is very late, because I'm recovering from that attack. So here's the message from the Lord. Please pay attention. Okay. The Lord says the enemy will try to divide you through your own people. Think about that. Through your own people can be your government, your church, your family is going to try to divide you. Because the beast, the spiritual, the enemy of God is out there. The Lord says my church and my people has been deceived by the enemy. You see that what they want to, convince you that Black Lives Matter is a genuine organization of civil rights. They are not. They are not. It's an organization that do not protect the lives of black people. If they do, they will be protesting about abortion if they don't care about you. The number one problem right now is abortion in the black community. They are not your friends. The number one organization that is promoting homosexuality is Black Lives Matter. The one organization that is deceiving the people, that be pro black people and pro Americans, are the Black Lives Matter. They're Marxists, they're communists. You saw that on the video. The Lord says hate will prevail in your nation in the coming days. You can see it right now. There's a lot of hate among the people, among the citizens of this nation, among races, among black and white. Our nation, said the Lord, and said our nation, in the United States, will go through the darkest time in our history. And then said the Lord, but through the darkness, the Lord will bring his light and blessings. Let's stop it right there. Through the darkness, through the chaos and panic, the Lord will bring his light and blessings. We might think through everything, through the chaos and panic, to the climax, we're going to have the RB. Got it? The Lord says, I will erase all this in a blink of an eye. Why all this? Because there are going to be several different events at the same time. Several different events at the same time. The Lord said that he will erase all of this in a blink of an eye. It's going to be so fast, people will be amazed.
Awesome.
And this, the Lord says, I will change history in a blink of an eye. It's going to be so shocking, so big, that the Lord will bend every knee to glorify his name. Some people will learn the good way. Some people will not learn the right way. And some people are meant to learn the bad way. It's fine. It's a process of evolution. It's a process of learning. Okay? My only intention is to help all of you, including Karen. If you don't want to learn the good way, you are going to be destined to learn the bad way. Simple. I'm not going to make my life complicated. So stop the hate. Stop the hate. And follow the Lord. Follow the promise of the Lord. Okay? And stop the hate. Stop loving each other. Start uniting each other. Because right now, the spirit of the enemy will manifest all around the United States of America. And if it reflects right here, it's also going to reflect in Canada. And it reflects in Canada, it will reflect all around the world. And how do I know that? Look, right now, China and India are getting on. Mm-hmm. Why they're getting on? They just recently have a case that they got some soldiers that dying in the border, right? Mm-hmm. China. Let me tell you why. This is your intel. India has come out with a system. India has come out with a system that will destroy the manipulation of currencies, including China. That's why China wants to get into a war against India.
Wow.
Okay? Mm-hmm. You listening? India has come out with in a system so good that will prevent every country in the world to manipulate their own currency. And that's what China doesn't want. So they are willing to go to war against India. Mm. But there's one problem. The Earth Alliance is not going to let them do it. Even I told you, remember the Lord said that we were going to be close to World War III?
Mm-hmm. You did.
The Lord said that we were going to get close to World War III, people. Didn't I tell you that? Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. Didn't I tell you that?
Yes, you did.
Okay? So I'm not contradicting myself. Right now, before your eyes, you're not seeing everything. I follow almost everything. And when I see something, I said, there you go. This is what the Lord's been telling me. And I'm not even a prophet. I'm not even a preacher. Think about that. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, I'm just a minute man. Mm-hmm. All right? So once again, for those people who haven't seen my special report, I got news for you. I just recently got a call. Not a call, but a message. They sent me a message. And they want me to be in another meeting with the elites. And I got to go tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So your next special report, and I got to go because I got to spend money. I'm sorry. It's not going to be a pay-per-view of, $9.99. It's going to be $25 because I got to go and pay. Thanks God that I changed my tires because I got to go all the way to San Diego again. Mm. So I got to go to San Diego this weekend. Mm-hmm. And
we can try to get this out by Sunday, maybe, eh?
We're going to try to get this by Sunday, hopefully by Sunday. And you will get your next special report. And they sound excited. I mean, the way I read it, they sound excited. Okay? Of course, Karen did not see it because I had to change.
He wouldn't let me see it because it's private. That's okay. It's okay. You know, Ben,
yes.
It's interesting. You know how I know things are happening? Because one of the things that the enemy is trying to steal from God is the scripture that says, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. And what is happening, we see on the streets, is man is bowing to man and taking a knee before man. And their focus is on the kneel now, on kneeling.
Exactly. Right? They're kneeling against the United States of America.
Exactly.
Anthem. They're kneeling against the anthem.
Kneeling.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
And there's also a video. They sent me a video. The reason why black people should not sing the national anthem. Another potion, another BS. This is what the enemy is trying to bring up.
And you know, this was the same thing that happened in the time of Esther.
Yes.
When they were going to annihilate, Naaman was going to annihilate the Jews. And she was positioned for such a time as this because, and what God did is he turned around the plan of the enemy and put the destruction back on the back of the enemy and actually killed the enemy by his own method. And so we're going to see that, I believe, with the Democrats and everything, we're going to see God shift everything. It's like the boomerang, Ben.
Yes, the boomerang. Exactly.
Yeah. It'll come back on them.
It's going to come back on them. Exactly. Everything is going to come back. God is in control, people. God is in control. So, guys, if you have enjoyed my show, my video, this is the way you can provide me with your blessing. If you have no money, don't worry about it. Just pray for me. Okay? Very simple. But if you want to bless me, here's the information, the PayPal. You can send me your blessings to paypal.me at the Fake News Show. Notice that I have not changed the name of the Fake News Show in my PayPal. Why do you think I done that? Because I honor my past. I honor my past. And I remember my past. I started with something that I did not want to talk about God. That's what I call it, the Fake News Show. I call it the Fake News Show because I thought that the elite were going to leave me alone by calling the Fake News Show because everything was going to be the truth and nothing but the truth in that show, in that radio show. And that's what I did not change my PayPal. I honor my past because by honoring my past, I'm remembering where I came from. If you don't honor your past, that you were a slave, and that you turn your page and recognize the freedom that this country have given you, yes, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna continue with that slave mentality the rest of your life. Okay? You're gonna continue with that mentality that the white man's after you. Look, the restoration will not erase racism in our country. Restoration will not erase racism in our country, people. That's the never ending of the liberals. The never ending of the liberals, they don't have no justification. They don't have no, if they can come out with a way of paying your restorations because you feel that you've been discriminated by this racist system, it will be never ending. Okay? They will come out with more and more and more demands. It's never ending. That's the mentality of every liberal up there. Racism is not going to end, people. Deal with it. Just deal with it. If they will not go against your skin, the color of your skin, they will go against because you're ugly. They will discriminate you because you're ugly.
Or you're short.
Or you're short.
Or you're too fat.
Or you're too fat or too tall.
Or you have a disability.
Or you have a disability. Or you're too white. Yes. Yeah. You're too white. You look like like
too rich, too poor.
You look like a sun that's coming from the sun. You bright too much.
Yep.
You're too redneck. You are too redneck. Yes, they're gonna come out with all trouble. You know why? Because people will always find a reason, a stupid reason to discriminate you. That's what is hate.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the reason why I'm saying these things. The restoration is useless because it will not raise racism.
Racism is kind of, and sometimes in some ways, like bullying, right?
Yes, it's bullying. Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry.
And it's rejection.
You know, they just manipulating this everlasting mental victimized mentality. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because they want to make sure that they're going to win in November. That's it. But they don't care about you. Black people have been deceived by the enemy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See? And I hope that you get this straight out. That's where they're coming out with this whole stuff in California. They want to manipulate you. They want to use you. Once they got somebody in the White House, wait. You're going to love it. Yes, I'm telling you. You're going to love it because you are going to find out that you've been framed again. You've been deceived again. Because they will openly go against black people. Watch. Hopefully this is not going to happen. I know that because the Lord says that Donald Trump will be in the second term. And according to Mark Taylor, it will be a long shot, a long way that we're going to have liberals in the White House again.
Yeah.
So hopefully that actually make it clear.
Exactly.
So we need to continue to pray for our nation. We need to continue praying for our president, and pray for love to be spread out all the world, and for the Catholics. This is for the Catholics, not for all of you. Okay, for the Catholics who are listening to my show. The Lord told me that our Blessed Mother, Virgin Mary, will appear in the middle of November. That will complete the prophecy of Esther, the prophetic word of King Clement. That's what the Lord told me. So mail your money order to Benny Wilson, 3680 Wilshire Boulevard, P.O. Box 1245, Suite P04, Los Angeles, California, 90010, if you wish to contribute with my work. And I just want to thank all of you for your support and all of you for putting up with my crap and my boldness and my aggressive approach. Yes, not many people like me. I got it. I got that very clear. Don't look at my mistakes and my faults. All I want is to protect all of you. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you, Karen.
Okay.
And I'll leave you with something that we hope we're going to get in the very near future. Wait for instructions. We still got one more date. June the 21st. I repeat, June the 21st. I'll leave you with a song that will bring freedom to the people of God.